So if anyone can make your come do shots on goal or appearances box, please make your way down to the time for the bench, please. We need at least 1 or 2 of them for the game to start. So if you can help us, that would be much appreciated. Number 14, and the last game on pack number 1 for today. It's under 17 Shield versus under 17 Scotland.
Final game of day 2 here in Sheffield, ready to get underway. It's a bit of a colour clash. As we have Scotland under 17s versus Team Shield under 17, starting netminders Jake Riley for Team Scotland, and then for Team Shields it is, find out for you now, it's not on the team sheet, We are off and away. Scotland under 15s victorious in their game against Team Shields earlier, so perhaps they'll be able to double it and continue the form that their sides find them in. Seeing Ty White in the goal for Team Shields. A little chip and chase. Team Shields able to wave off the icing at least. It's played across. Now with Milo Wiley. Around 24 this game. Number 3 earlier for the England vs Scotland under 19s game. One of our first whistles, that's going to go for icing instead. Scotland fire one in from range. Play with such urgency and intelligence for Scotland's side. Shields might be bogged down like the under-15s for a large portion. Ended up being a 6-5 game in the end. Team Scotland won, but it could be so Scotland dominated early on with the intensity they play and how hard they push through like their 15s. They just find gaps that don't really exist in plays. Up towards the point, Shields. Send one towards the goal. That comes off from a good friend up here, Liam Peters. Now is to get it back and defend again against this oncoming Scottish side. Forbes rises that one too high. It's going to ping round, kept in by Corrigan just briefly. Maidman trying to play it deep, or trying to play it out rather, couldn't. Scotland get it back in deep. Tie up just briefly, flick down. Changes for Team Shields and Team Scotland alike. Cross towards Shay Stephen. Be careful of the pocket being picked here, as quick on coming is James Stanmore. And offside go Team Scotland, and they'll be pulled back in towards neutralised. 3.5 minutes gone. Our opening period of our final game of the day here. Stanmore. Play down towards Ravenko. He's going to be the standout player, you'd think, in this game. Alex Ravenko playing over in Slovakia for Michalovce Dorka. Scott Conway previously played for. Just 17 years of age, developing nicely as part of that unit. Be a real top prospect in British hockey. Poked away there from Malcolmson as he tried squaring it off. Now it's back with him, and McLaren just onside goes Scotland. Oh, not to be. And there's a few shouts of never, and that looked close. Milo Wiley looked to have just got themselves back on side. But either way, they'll have to come out of the zone. Alan Stewart will collect the fans on that. Scotland didn't see the mistake quick enough to punish James Stewart, the Guildford defenceman. Now coming forward again, that's sent down in by Harry Molson. One of those players that's played some senior hockey, and it's a great pass across. Molson over-committing, and Scotland trying to make it 1-0, but a great save by Ty White. Not the most threatening of shots, but on those fast breaks, it's so hard as a netminder. Just stand tall, hit behind the play. From Caldwell and Scotland, that's where they're dangerous, getting these rushes. Come at you like a runaway freight train. Ty White backed down a little bit, but it's still worked in his favour, as that's going to go for icing as well. We're over 5 minutes into this first period. Our final 3 rounds of 20 minutes to remain in this day here. 8 games instead of 9 tomorrow, 14 throughout the day. A few on the other pad as well. Tied up out in front by Johannes Kariainen. Another icing call. Team Shield desperate to get a line change in. It's a flick round, nicely done there by Avery Barnes. He's all at it by himself though, but the job that he had to do has been done. He's just enable his teammates to get a line change in. Now Liam Peters pushing forward. He's swarmed by a whole herd of the Scottish players. He'll have to drop back into his defensive positions. They still push on though. Comes down then in towards the Shield zone. Peters tries rimming that one around. Able to get it all the way down, and Scotland back on with Shea Stephen. Stephen feeding through, but can't connect to a dark blue jersey. Instead it was a light blue jersey, and his Shield trying stretching that down. It's only intercepted by Callan Cusick. And Scotland not giving Shields a fair chunk as a penalties actually coming up against Team Shields here. Holding is going to be the call off to the box. It's number 5, Joseph Fernal, the MK Junior, holding penalty for him. First power play of the game in favour of Scotland. Wow, that's called down. If that looked to have stayed on the blue line. Blown dead instead anyway. So through neutralised, will have to come 20 seconds gone. So on the power play again. Ward clearing that down the length of the ice. Big Guildford defenceman, he'll head to the bench. Killed off, or helped kill off 45 seconds. Scotland a bit more space as he enters the zone this time round. That's falling off the leg of Robertson. Tight angle. Ty White has that covered all the way. Will be another offensive zone face-off for the Scots. Gianandrea. Rimmed all the way round. Kept in though down at the half boards by the Scots. Although overcommitting. Oh, brilliant work by Gianandrea. Knocking the puck down there. Now closing forward. Man there on the back post. Just can't see that one. Callan McLaren. Again, Scotland working this power play nicely so far. Such a well-drilled side. Play so often together, and as they have done for so many years. So back to full strength we go. Out comes penalty timing out for the Scots. But again, such a well-drilled side. Always going to create chances on those special teams, threatening short-handed as well. If it ever gets to that point, but we approach the halfway stage in this opening period. McLaren unable to dance his way forward. Dropped off to Stephen. Back with Milo Wiley, spotting the pass across backdoor there. White covers across quickly. Unable to lift it out of the zone though. Pushed back in, nicely worked by the Scots. So good on the blue line up at the point. Just keeps sustained pressure. Again, great vision, tape to tape pass. Have even allowed some fresh changes to happen. Bodies in front now. It comes towards Finnegan. It's wristed wide of the goal. Filton. Stephen. Backhanded right through the paint there. Trying to connect to Fulton, but Scotland dominated the past 5 or so minutes. It's through traffic out back in front. They send it, and it's covered up by Ty White. And we'll get a face-off with just under 9 minutes to play here in period 1. Our final game of the day here on EIH TV. Well, Scotland winning the face-off, but straight out. Wasn't a clean win, and that allowed Jacob Maidment to get on top of the puck, and Ty White will play that out as it's sent back on towards his net by the Scots. Collected by Carriainen from the rim pass. Just backed in his own zone briefly for Manchester Junior. and Moxon. Round to Peters. Late hit there, finishing the check by Forbes. Charging forward, still gets a shot through the Scots. Race to keep this in. Unable to do so with Johnson. Dangles between the legs, he's then brought down. No call given. Scotland still push on onside. Out from range, kicked away, and they follow the rebound in. But fortunately for Team Shields, their D covered nicely there. Liam Peters dropped into a great position. Change on the defensive side of things for Team Shields, and offside goes Scotland once more. Too far ahead of themselves. 7:26 left. Thompson. Gianandrea squared across, and back again come the Scots. It's almost like the last game where Longstaff for the first period just controlled everything in the offensive zone. And anything, oh, that's a big hit. Penalty coming up. Boarding is the call. And off towards the box. Trundles. One of the Scottish players didn't get a look at who it was. '95, Mac Harris, 2 minutes for boarding. So the first power play of the game for Team Shields. Quarterback here right now is Harry Molson. Play towards the net, and Scotland don't tidy it up very gracefully, trying to loop it round towards Maidman, who's not had a bad game so far in this opening 13 and a bit minutes. Walker nearly picking up the loose puck. Cusick will collect it, and Scotland looking to kill off vital seconds. Can't play the pass across, but that's a pocket pick there by Callan Cusick. Molson puts the brakes on, played round again. Chase Stephen again, so good and quick getting across to those positions, and he'll do so once more. Barker flips that wide of the net. Will be picked up by Fernall. Back up to the point with Harry Moxon, who pushed that back down. Out in front, turning, blocked way back with Peters. He'll send one in, and that's been no sighted at all there by the netminder. It flings aside of him. 25 seconds remaining on the power play. The first one, that's blocked aside by Jake Riley. Now Palmer charging through as looping round Cole Chalmers. Just end up having to vacate off to the bench. Out comes Harris. Poked aside there by Ben Saville. To the final 5 minutes, a great stretch pass down the middle. That's going to bring in Thompson. Zach Thompson. His brother with a brace in the under-19s game. Zach didn't see many minutes, but he was there on the team. Back to 5-on-5 we go. Team Shields just cruising down a bit too much, and Milo Wiley trying to cut to the top of the slot there, but Thompson was tied up. That was poked away from Milo Wiley. McLaren knocked off his feet. Brought in again there by Malfatti. Towards the net. Riley again pushed aside. Gianandrea tied up. Breaks out quickly away from Alexander Ravenko. Team Shields can't clear that out. Back down to Ravenko. Danced around by McLaren. Scotland completing a change. Now Forbes drops into a dangerous position. Well, it was kept on side but brought out in a bit of panic. Oh, brilliant work there. Mac Harris just losing his balance a bit and can't move Ward off. Betts can't settle that down at first time of asking. Now will drop in. Yet to find a breakthrough in this game. Again, similar to the Longstaff-Clark game earlier. It's 1.5 minutes, see if we can find it in this opening round of 20. Out through the middle, Scotland have looked the more threatening Shields. Haven't had many a look in towards Jake Riley. And what they have had, similar to that one there, isn't really testing enough. Molson. Offside goes Team Shields. Trying to get a 2-on-2 chance here. Scotland was so good. Back checking and getting bodies behind, and Dalzell tied his man up and didn't give him any space to break free. Scotland are going to badly want to go into this break with a lead, but that's poorly offside, two of them, but well read there by Malcolmson to turn back. Charging in his Maidment again. He's been everywhere this period for Team Shields. Dalzell, he'll head to the bench as he helps that get settled back down for his side. Malcolmson and Finnegan can't keep the play rolling in the offensive zone. Malcolmson's going to scrap there with Savo as they get the puck down in deep, tied up there with Callan Cusick. Oh, the big hit, player wiped out there, and then there's a retaliation slash. Are they both going to go, or just one? Cross-checking against Team Shield with 44 seconds left in the period. So it was cross-checking against Josh Fernall. Scotland trying to find the opening goal of the game here. On the power play, came close last time. Alfie Clark covered it well though. Scotland losing time in the zone benefits Team Shields, especially with the split power play across the periods. Could lose 20 seconds just trying to get in the offensive zone, unless they're not going to need it. They're losing out time to shoot here. Gian Andrea rushing the pass to McLaren. Just sends back down. Scotland not going to get a chance to shoot. That'll be back with 1:17 seconds left on the power plays. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in a moment for period 2.
Back on the way then, still scoreless. And our final game of the day, Scotland versus Team Shields, under 17s. It's a great pass through to Milo Wiley, trying to get us on the board on the power play. Scotland wasting no time, just 10 seconds to roll into the offensive zone. Now they'll have 50 seconds to set up here. Tied up then, straight through the gap. Will be cleared out by Johannes Kariainen. The bodies tumble down, a couple protests, nothing budging in favour of the Scots. Milo Wiley charging forward again, bit more space to work with this time round, and offside. The Scots have made a poor habit of that this time. Lewis Thompson, the wrong side of the blue line. We have 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Finnegan He'll square that off as Scotland trying to find a breakthrough late on their power play here. Johnson will get it indeed, but it's looking like the Scots are going to go 0 for 2. A tumble down in the corner. Now Fulton. That's kicked away again. And out comes number 5, Josh Furnell. As Johnson's trying to pick a corner, rises from that too high and into the netting. We'll get a pause. We go back to 5-on-5 hockey. Gives under the point by the Scots. Flick down into the corner. First to it, it's going to be Caden Forbes. Tied up by 2 of the Team Shields players. Charging forward again. Here's Johnson. Oh, brilliant! Johnson has found a gap between the defence and Alfie Clark. Picks himself a corner. And just 2 minutes into the second period, Team Scotland take the lead, and it's looked a lot more likely. Walker brought down there was Paul Corrigan, still able to push forward though. Team Scotland briefly lose out of the offensive zone as Team Shields tidies it up. The ball pass across. Ravenko looking to charge forward. Pressure coming in from Barker, and Shields pocket pick there by Betts out in front, and Barker has his stick lifted. Down into the boards. Ravenko back down low. He wants it at the top of the face-off circle. Not going to come. He'll just turn cover defensively. Caught in two minds whether to pinch or not. Doesn't matter because offside. The Scots go for the 4th time. Andrea has that knocked away from him, coming down with Malcolmson. Now Gian Andrea. Knock over from behind, and instead Johnson's going to charge into the gap that was created from it. Unable to put that home. Give a shot off Shields, swarming for defence. They're playing a lot more of a passive game, sitting further back. Not allowing really Scotland to have entire control of it. Not getting much offensive chances. However, if they can keep it a 1-goal game, get a lucky break or two, and well, you right within the game again. Scotland are gonna persist, as they did throughout the first period, just struggled to find that goal. And it was more of a screen from his own teammate that bamboozled Alfie Clark. Moxon's massive defenseman actually gets knocked down behind the play. Braces for the hit, but still battles well and tangles up and scrum rather, pops out with Team Shields. Charging down the light blue side, trying to get something towards, oh, there's wiped off his head there. Staying on his feet, pushing forward instead. Thompson, and a great save by Clark coming out to deny. Still coming out there with Jonah Johnson. Now with Forbes. Johnson. Thompson's trailing in here. Thompson has a shot deflected wildly, and that goes into the netting. 14:06 to play in the second period. Chipped in there, no icing in favour of the Scots. It's a great pass out through the middle though, 2-on-2, and the Scots come with speed again. Great poke check by Ravenko, and then out in front of Sticklift, denies a tip and helps Alfie Clark see that all the way. Battles through the pressure well there. Ravenko can't connect the pass though. Shea Stephen back with it for the Scots. Penalty coming up here against Ravenko as Team Shields are going to go down on the kill as an interference call onto Matt Harris and Alexander Ravenko. We'll have to sit down for 2 minutes. And Harris in a little bit of discomfort down on the ice. Mark Harris back up to his feet, good to see. So penalty killing side out for Team Shields. Corrigan plays that quickly up to Gian Andrea. Again sticked awkwardly over into the netting. Trying to pinch a pass across to Corrigan. Have to do the face-off all over again. It's thrusted away again from the net of Clark. Closing in Gian Andrea out at the point. Now down low towards Corrigan. Tight angle kicked away. That's going to be into the netting again. Have to the face off for the third time in not that long on this power play. Losing an edge there, still getting something on it there was Jonah Johnson. Now Thompson's going to curl with it down in the corner towards McLaren. Now Thompson. Just onside it will stay. Scotland looking for their second, not far off the halfway points in this match. Final match of the day. McLaren to Johnson. Space opening up through the middle, blocked away by Alfie Clark. Now Thompson. He's that pass Barnes trying to feed it through into the middle. But Milo Wiley unhappy there with Harry Molson as he span him round with a stick lift. Milo Wiley, someone who's not been afraid of a retaliation. Backdoor wide open off the crossbar. Alfie Clark so slow to get post to post. And yet could not be put home by the Scots. And a great opportunity on the power play goes amiss, and offside as a play is brought down. Thompson stares begrudgingly at the referee, wanting a call, nothing given. Instead, he'll have to go back. Onside through neutral ice. Stephen. Full strength we go. The Scots dangling their way through. Darzell. Ravenko quick to it, loses the 50-50 to Shea Stephen. Out on the back door again, this time covered nicely by Alfie Clark. Swiped away by Stephen, but still pincing through the gap, and a great save. The rebound goes wide. And Lucas Betts splitting the Scottish D. Couldn't dive all the way through though and put it home. That's sent in this time round the back door. Ravenko out on one knee. Gets the backhander in, and we're back level here. In our final game, Ravenko making up for his penalty earlier. Down on one knee, out the air. Showing what his time in Slovakia has taught him. We are back squared up at 1 goal apiece just before the halfway mark in our final game of the day. Off the chest of Matt Harris as Scotland find themselves equal. It's just onside there, looked close and nearly using their speed forward. Caden Forbes couldn't quite connect the pass to Matt Harris, and now they have to get back defending. Pushed very wide is Furnell. Good stick though by Harry Molson, keeps it rolling, tied it up in front of the net before it's pushed back, and the Scots wanting to stretch it down for a 1-0, no icing. And Forbes battles again. Gian Andrea. Down towards Matt Harris. He gets himself tangled up, breaks free, and breaks
with the puck.
Goal number 1 for Shaw, scored by 15, assisted by 14 and 1, being number 29-41.
Gianandrea to Harris. Out through it comes Forbes, trying to get the lead back for Scotland. Save made by Clark. Dropping the leg pad in time. Harris. Again, been a long shift for him. Filtering through, something's nicked off the post. Sticks clattering perhaps. Trying to force through their second goal for Scots and get back to just controlling the flow of the game. Moxon hard on as he ties his man up. Cleared out and reading the play well there is Barker, who's jumping right on. Picked up by the trailing man as well, but the Scots looking to tie up. Brilliant pass out in front and a mishandle by Stanmore. The Invicta forward can't punish an untidy Scottish defence there. But instead, Walker will come forward for the Scots. Gets past Ravenko. Great on the body there, Ravenko. And the option really was up high. They split it right through the defence. Just can't put it home. It was a great pass in towards the slot. To the final 7.5 in this second period. Johnson dangles his way through a couple. That just falls off his stick, and Barker has not paid attention at all to the potential 1-on-0 he could have got there with a bit of speed. Instead, it's picked up by Johnson. He's coming through. Brilliant work through the bodies, and Clark shoulders that away. Back down towards Paul Corrigan. And Johnson, Kusick. McLaren. Quick give and go, but he turns it up to the point this time round. Winding up and straight into the chest. Johnson can only find Alfie Clark's body. And the Nottingham netminder holds on to that. Up towards Thompson at the point. Scotland doing their absolute damnedest to get back in front with a change of netminder as Ty White comes in to the game, replacing Alfie Clark. Oh, brilliant strength there. Barnes has that poked off his stick though, and Scotland recover. McLaren hit by the man who had his pocket picked. Barnes trying to make up for a bit of redemption with a couple of hits. Caught up in the wheels there of McLaren, charging forward, put the brakes on. He's absolutely sent the man, snapping his ankles down to the ground. Olsen beat again by McLaren. Then he'll tie him up. McLaren. Hold up along the boards. And a big hit there, Olsen. Sending down Thompson. And Scotland right through the middle. Milo Wiley in his danger area. Just shut down Molson. Cuts him off nicely. Shea Stephen. Cross to Thompson. Ball back hard again this time.
Looking to open up a gap here is Barnes. Again falling off his stick. Shields finishing a change. Thompson and Wiley step forward. Tight angled. Wiley can't find Thompson as his stick's taken off the ice. Just overcommitting there was McLaughlin Hannah. Oh, cross back post and losing sight of it. It's tucked in on the back door. Well, Ty White losing sight of where the puck had gone. Didn't realise the man was there on the back door. It's tucked in. Shields, Team Shields can't quite believe it. They've worked hard to keep it. Had an equal game and stopping Scotland from really bridging a gap here, despite domination in possession and zone time they've had. Malfatti. Fulton. He's cut off by McLaughlin Hannah. Barker again turning, just deflects away from Billy Morris as the Oxford junior star. Would have wanted a chance to collect the rebound. Alas, it went away from him. Scotland pushing on again. Looking for their third. Gianandrea, toe dragging, can't get it round for Manvo with Morris. Back it comes out to McLaughlin Hannah. Forbes. We'll just dump that in. Scotland finishing their change. Picked up by Dalzell. Tied up a heavy touch of Shields, break it back out with Gianandrea. Now back to Forbes again. Tries dumping that towards the net, can't quite find his target. Johnson dropped off to Dalzell, not quite ready for it. Still keeps in the offensive zone, but sent towards goal and kicked away by Ty White. Johnson. Flick the cross, man on the back door, but Ty White, post to post as nice as he can, keeps it at a one-goal game. And now Shields scrambling, trying to get back level, but they can't even enter the offensive zone. Forbes with a heavy touch, and it's cleared away by Moxon. Toe dragging round him, Johnson picks a corner. Scotland so good in those high areas when shooting and showing off exactly what their under-15s did themselves. And Scotland perhaps going to start trying to use the momentum to run away with this. So late into the second period, they extend their lead to a 2-goal gap for the first time. They lead 3-1 against Team Shields. Stephen coursing all the way through. Shay Stephen dragging it around. Ty White and tucking it home. It's too easy for the Aberdeen man. Scotland's 27. Just cruising his way into the zone and tucking that one home. And it's another goal in a short span here for the Scots. And getting the reward they've worked so hard for in this game. Goal scorer Stephen plays right back behind his goal to Gianandrea. Briefly falling loose for Stanmore, but he can't push on with it. Now we'll enter the final 2 minutes. Finally, the couple of Scotland goals certainly making things interesting. Robertson. Stanmore pushing forward. He's tied up though.
Shut down, a great stick there by Shea Stephen, and he's wiped out from behind. A nasty hit there by Kariainen. Apologies, not Kariainen. It's a Shields player alongside him, I believe. That's Josh Furnell. Malfatti, sorry, into the box. See what the call is. 2 minutes for interference. Referee's discussions over. They'll keep it just for 2 minute minor. Scotland again on the power play. Thompson. Brings this round out towards the hash marks. 1:30 left in the period. Going to be another power play split across two unless they score here. For the 5th time this game. Thompson. Johnson. Spotting the gap across, a little deflection off the stick of Carry-On, and Scotland still pushing in. The flex off to the near side. Thompson settles that back down, rimmed round for McLaren to jump onto. Cleared out by Shields. Thompson. Charges forward again. This time Johnson is the man to bring it onside with 30 seconds left in the period. Wiley back to Johnson. Round towards McLaren. Johnson again. Trying to pick a corner, it's too far out. Breaking away from it, final seconds, being told to shoot. He won't get it onto his forehand in time to pull the trigger. The final period break coming up as we 20 minutes left in our day. We'll be back with a third period in just a moment's time.
After 2 periods in Shields 1, Scotland 4. Last 20 minutes of action. Here's the race for the last period of the day. Let's play hockey!
Final 20 minutes in the day, and we are off away. Scotland in a comfortable position right now. Ravenko with the wonder goal, though, for Team Shield. So they look to get themselves back with something as Malfatti comes out of the box. We'll go back to 5-on-5 hockey. Dalzell forced wide, tied up down at the boards. Thompson sends that in. That's tipped wide by Fulton. Across to Thompson. That's batted away. And Dalzell brings this in again. That's wristed just wide off the net. Giandrea just parks himself out in front of the goal, pushed hard. Not budging though as Thompson risks that one in Scotland. You're gonna have to collect this. Well, as the puck is literally going to, they're gonna give it icing, but the puck has literally stopped smack bang on the centre line, or on the red line, sorry. Forbes pushing forward, one-timer missed there by Harris, completely miscued where his stick was, not mistimed it. Chip back down. Ravenko unable to clear his line. Scotland pushing on now. McLaughlin Hannah's got space to shoot, trying to pick a corner. It just goes wide. And Johnson. Backhands that only to Alexander Ravenko. Caught up in the wheels of Barnes. Oh, turnover in a dangerous place. Well tied up though by James Stewart. Forbes settles this down. Scotland trying to force this out of the zone, but it's across and out in front. Morris can't tip it in. Oh, offside, go for Scots. Getting the line in wrong. Cusick out from range, pushed aside by Ty White. It's loose in front. How's that not been put in? Ty White with a big blunder. And that's sent wide before White can even recover. And a wide open goal, and Scotland put it the wrong side of the post. Just onside they go again as one of the Scottish players pops a tyre. Out onto the back door, wristing, and blocked by the Scots. Back through, neutralised, they'll come. Moxon. Cross to Peters. Peters jumping on the loose puck. Scotland charge forward again, but it's Ravenko taking that away. A bit of work on the brakes there from Ravenko. Finds a gap as well for the pass to Malfatti. Timer again from the point that Scotland have dominated the majority of this, and it's a great save there by Ty White. It was a good tip by Caleb Walker, but it's seen all the way. Johnson plays that down in behind the goal. Scotland looking for this aggressive forecheck. Molson so strong. Just turns the puck over though. Trying to do a bit too much. Just get the pass across instead, going between the legs, and Scotland not dealing with any funny business today. Across the top of the point, sent in and covered up by Ty White with 14:43 to play in the day. Peters as a stick lift there, as he unaware of the oncoming Justin Finnegan. And Scotland again making it just look like a power play with the sustained zone pressure they have. Kept in there. Well, it's going to be a judge to have gone out of the zone of the Scots. Have to come back down. This time through neutral ice. Team Shields trying to charge through on the offensive. Able to do so, quickly taken off by Darzell and countering the other way, scrambling in front. Battles well with Morris. Now Ravenko. Found on a pass and he's spanned down an awkward coming together as Scotland dumping what? Miss the net again. Morris. Out through the middle, a couple of the Scots coming together, but McLaughlin Hannah's there to tidy it up. That's one sitting back as well. McLaughlin Hannah actually charging through bodies right now. Behind Shields goalie briefly when he's gone all the way around the house, is now brought down and then on his body plays that round. Harris first to it on the opposite side of the ring. McLaughlin Hannah will drop in again. Out in front, Forbes couldn't complete the wraparound or connect the pass. Now he'll turn out again. That's sent in towards Ty Wyatt. It's going to be cleared out. And through neutraliser, Scott's going to have to be quick in their own zone. As Shields will get a change. Space for Fleming to walk into. He'll foul on that. Corrigan will pick it back up, and hesitation on the shot. There was a lane open for him. And just unable to put it back in now. Malfatti drops off to Molson. Molson sends that one over the bar. A little bit of a glove there, perhaps, by Jake Riley. Molson has to steady this back down. Though out in front is risky and not able to cover it up. It's Ty White. Shea Stephen. That's off the leg of Harry Molson. Out in front. Ty White doesn't see that as he's blocked along its path. Winding up and missing. Just can't put anything home against. White scrambles this one aside. Awkward coming together. As one of the Shields players looks in a little bit of discomfort. Scottish player checked on him instead of getting himself onside. Good bit of sportsmanship there from Matt Harris, checking on Harry Molson. Scotland shut down as they tried to rush forward. Nearly halfway through the final period. The final game of the day, Scotland, well, barring complete disaster, look to be seeing this one out. Shields just aren't getting enough of a look in. There's going to be a bit of handbags as well between Peters and one of the Scottish players. McLaughlin Hannah, he'll snap that one in and bang on the halfway stage we go. It comes down, not going to make it for icing. The ice really slowing down. The back end of this game. Wiley nearly brought down by Avery Barnes. McLaren. Towards Thompson, that's caught up in his wheels and he can't progress. Ravenko turns that over, but it's offside for the Scots. Once again. Oh, it's a great 2-on-1 turnover chance and flashing the glove. Jake Riley shuts down the fast break of this Team Shield side. McLaren sees that behind his back as the diving Scottish player was not going to be caught offside this time round. McLaren trying to open up a gap. He drops that down towards Zach Thompson across to Corrigan. Caught in two minds over to Pinchot, not there as McLaren, but he was not even goal side, but fortunately for the Scots, it's given back rather cheaply to Corrigan. Now Wiley dancing round his man here. He's not been able to score yet. He rips that one off the bar. He's come close so many times, and that's the closest one yet. Betts pushing forward. Goes back on his man. Betts. Digging out there, McLaren. Johnson, right to the top of the slot, blocked again. Well defended by Team Shields, keeping a tight box here. It was Liam Peters who fell off his leg from, centering forward from a tight angle, wristing off the post. This time is Rhys Dalzell. Muscled off the puck by Liam Peters. Oh, Finnegan. That deflects up and along the boards, back with returning Jonah Johnson, closing in, missing again. That'll be cleared out as well. And getting a hurry on is Jacob Maidman. Dropped off by the Scots, and pushing forward is Finnegan. A couple of shoves together. That's loose in front. Finnegan cut off by Ravenko. Smart positioning from the man who plays his club hockey in Slovakia. Using the body well, cutting off the oncoming Scottish player, and now there's going to be a chance coming the other way. Liam Peters just sends that into the opposite corner. He's going to allow Charlie Barker to chase onto this. Then Vinnett comes all the way around towards Given. His first mention of the game. It's lifted down towards the Zamboni doors. Franco can't lift a stick, and the Scots scramble in front, and jumping on it is Ty White. 5:38 to play now. As the Scots are just going to hunt for one or two more, and Shields, they'll like to snag something, but they probably just want to at least see out without conceding and fend off this Scottish pressure. Thompson out from range, and again pushed aside by Ty White. Nearly brought down there was Sam Robertson, the 5 junior. Played back through the middle though. Scotland, that's what they do so well. Offside is going to be called. Hadn't fully crossed the blue line. Scotland have had absolutely no luck getting the right side of the offensive zone today, despite their success in finding the back of the net. to the point again for the Scots. Sent in, tipped straight into the chest. It's loose. And defended nicely again by Team Shields. Will just force it into the corners. Not letting them get close to a rebound right now. Just sitting back so comfortably. Just wanting to see this out. Like I said, Team Shields can't center that one through. Now it's coming back forward with Kusick towards Thompson. Wristed in straight into the chest. 4:06 left in our final game of the day here on EIH TV. Trying to push forward, he was kicked it onto his stick, but he's quickly taken away, and Scotland just tidy up so well right now. Thompson. Kariainen. Shield just have seen no offensive zone pressure or time, absolutely nothing this period. Scotland have almost resided or forced Shields to reside to defeat, and they've just been having a field day with it. Thompson, a little fake between the bodies, could have played a pass across ice, instead it goes down deep. Now Stephen. Intercepted there by Baxter. Coming back quickly. Put the blue line, trying to wipe out the man there. Good hit by Zach Thompson. He'll then go for a change. Nozel. Approaching 2 minutes left in the game. Morris tries stretching that down, but Scotland just hanging that D-man back there. Although if they can chop this down, if they can't do so, it could have been off to a 2-on-1. Frustrations from Barker as he rides Darzel into the boards. Now they'll get a breakthrough, and quickly swiped away again by Darzel, and offside. Go Team Shields this time round. Centering through, great stick, he's out to Warden, they fan on it. And the only opportunity for an offensive zone play for Team Shield so far this period, swiped away from. They'll come back again with Ward. Well, he's not going to make the same mistake. This time he's going to out-skate it and make a different one before he's wiped off his feet. Going to be cleared round towards Caden Forbes. Behind the goal of Jake Cryley, trying to tuck one home, Team Shield. Now out in front, that's tipped wide. And Scotland indecisive if they're going to play that out or not. They're not going to do so. sent in diving away to his left. Jake Riley pushes that aside to the final 60 seconds. Scotland just want to see this one out now, it seems, as Shields have been allowed in the past minute, but not able to get anything from it. Walker misses the net. Scotland just seeing this out now, looking to join their under-15 side in victories over Team Shields. Perhaps one last chance for a goal. That ramps over. Collected by Corrigan. Robertson. Now sticked aside, and Shields going to try push forward. They can't get out of the zone. The second's going to tick away. Scotland are victorious in our final game of the day here. In the end, it was too comfortable. Shields didn't test them enough. And that's all from us here then on the England Ice Hockey YouTube channel on day 2 here of Showcase 2026. We'll be back tomorrow, 7:30, for our first game live, which is Team Phillips versus Team Bounds in the under-13 category. But for myself, Dylan Pick, and everyone here at EIH TV, have a good night and we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.
Big thank you to every single person who's joined us here today, Sheffield.